So this is the 2015 Leaving Cert Ordinary Level Paper 2, and we're looking at question number 1. A bank issues a unique 6-digit password to each of its online customers. The password may contain any of the numbers 0 to 9 in any position, and numbers may be repeated. For example, the following is a valid password. So we have one example here. Part A says how many different passwords are possible. So it's always a good idea with these questions to visualize the situation with boxes. So you've 6-digit password, so that's you've 6 boxes to fill in or decide how many choices you have in each of. So there's our 6 boxes. And we've got the digits 0 to 9. Now be careful here, this is 0 to 9, that's actually 10 digits. So the digits 1 to 9 and the 0, that's 10. So you've 10 choices for the first digit in your password. And because the numbers can be repeated, you still have 10 choices for the second digit, and the third, and so on. So for every digit in the 6-digit password, you have 10 choices. So we multiply these numbers together to get all the possible passwords. So that's 10 to the power of 6 in your calculator. So that's 1 with 6 zeros, which is 1,000,000. So you have 1,000,000 possible passwords. B part 1 says how many different passwords do not contain any zeros. Okay, so it's still 6-digit password. So again, if we visualize with the 6 boxes, this time you cannot have a 0. So if 0 is taken out, that means there's only 9 digits left. So you've only 9 choices for the first number in the password. And again, you're still allowed to repeat, so you've got 9 choices each time. So this time that's going to be 9 times 9 times 9 and so on. Basically 9 by itself 6 times. So this time it's 9 to the power of 6. And that's equal to 531,000. You can just do this on the calculator. 441. B part 2 says one password is selected at random from all the possible passwords. What is the probability that this password contains at least 1 0? Okay, well, we know all the passwords that do not contain any 0. So the leftover from all the possible passwords would be the ones that contain at least 1 0. In other words, it would be 1,000,000 subtract the 531,441. That leaves 468,559 passwords that do contain at least 1 0. But they asked what is the probability that this password contains at least 1 0 after you select at random. Well, if it's a probability, it's going to be the 468,559 out of the total, which is 1,000,000. So you can write that as a decimal, or indeed you can leave it as a fraction. 0.468,559. So that's the probability. And finally, part C, John is issued with one such password from the bank. Each time John wants to access his account online, the bank's website requires him to input 3 of his password digits into the boxes provided. For example, he may be asked for the 2nd, 4th and 5th digits as shown below. So if he's asked for the 2nd, the 4th and the 5th, in how many different ways can the bank select the 3 required boxes? Okay, so what they're basically saying there is how many ways can you choose 3 boxes, 1, 2, 3, from 6. So there's a button on your calculator NCR button, and this is how we make so many choices from a number of things. So what we are looking for is how many ways can you choose 3 things from 6. So the way we write that is 6C3 on your calculator. So when you input that to your calculator, 6C3, this is what it looks like in the calculator. It's 6C3 when you write it like this, but on your calculator you're going to type it in like this using the NCR function. It's a shift function on your calculator, and the answer you get is 20. That's the end of question 1.